Hi everybody, you are welcome. It is Radio Gaga here again with another partner spotlight on the Community Stream Team channel, and I'm joined by newly partnered Static Supressor. You're very welcome, Static.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, so I suppose the first question is, very first game you ever remember playing. What was the very first game you have a memory of playing?
The very first game I have a memory of playing has got to be, honestly, it was probably Kirby on the original NES. I had an NES in my room growing up, and I just remember playing lots and lots of Kirby when I was a child. So I think that was it was that, and then that led into other games. But I think Kirby was probably the staple of everything.
And what was your first console? What was your first games machine?
Yep. So the first game machine that I remember ever owning was the NES. I want to say, yeah, it was probably the NES.
And now this is a question I've asked a few streamers already, and some find it hard, some find it quite easy. But are you able to track the progression of your gaming? I'll give you an example. I with Auntie Tinkerbell, one of the other partners I spoke to, she has all her previous consoles from day dot up on a display, so she remembers every single console that she ever had. So are you able to track them all?
Yeah, I most definitely can. Actually, funny enough, that's what this is behind me going to be prepped for, is all the consoles that I actually still own that is original. I still have the NES. I still have my I even have, get this, an Atari is it the 7400? I have an Atari system that I'm going to try and figure out and plan to stream one day, because I have the original games for that. I have the Super Nintendo. I have PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I think the only console I actually might be missing is like a GameCube, because I even have like the handheld version. So like Sega Game Gear, I have that. The original Game Boy, I still have that, because I was still into mobile gaming. I got the Switch. I lit Xbox 360 still. I actually have two of those. And yeah, I mean, it's just overall, actually, you know what? Funny enough, it's actually sitting, because I have them all sitting right here. So
look at that.
Yeah, last game I played was Star Fox 64. So.
Wow, I am feeling very old right now. I'm feeling very old. Right. That's fine. So, and it's funny actually. I've noticed with almost everyone, people that I've interviewed and people I've chatted to, everyone seems to stop at the PS3, and they either go forward to the PS4 or they make the switch to Xbox. But it also always seems to happen at PS3, and it happened for me as well. At PS3, I swapped and went to Xbox. So, was there something about the PS3 that everyone went, I'm going to go to Xbox now?
You know what? I can't say. I'll be honest with you. I actually owned PlayStation, funny enough, before Xbox, but that was, because I got my first Xbox 360 when I was in college, actually, and it had already been out, so I wasn't even in the mindset of online communications or multiplayer, right? I was always in single player mode a lot of the times, because I thought that was kind of all there was for me. So that's why I owned PlayStation, or not just PlayStation, but like PlayStation 2. I had a lot for PlayStation 2, all the Grand Theft Autos. That actually is probably my biggest library to date, and that's because I wasn't familiar with the Xbox at the time, honestly, and it was just what gravitated me towards, just, again, it was a single player type of feel, and I didn't, like I said, in college when I got the Xbox 360, the only reason I got it was because I had hometown buddies convince me to get it because I could play with them. and communicate and everything. That's actually when I got my first headset too and whatnot, like the classic, only one ear with the original. And so I bought that thing, and then ever since I bought Xbox 360, and it was Halo. I think it was Halo 2 was my first game for the Xbox 360, and or Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So number 4, I'll call it. Once I played that, there was no going back for me as far as like an Xbox or PlayStation war. Xbox is my preferred kind of console from then on out. And I attribute that to the whole entire online multiplayer facet of communication.
So, what made you start streaming then? What was the impetus that you said this, or
Right.
like for some it's been somebody else said it to them that their friends were doing it, or somebody said, hey, I'm just going to give this a try. What was it? What was your impetus to start streaming?
So for me, it was kind of by accident. I'll be honest with you, because I'm a video editor by trade. I shoot wedding videos, etc. I shoot promos and everything, and I enjoy.
I'm just going to stop you there. I'm going to keep you in mind for mine. So if I get a cheap rate, okay.
Yeah, I'll give you pricing after. No, but so it was by accident because I was into that whole video editing thing. I worked at a major TV news station in my home state, and I enjoy video editing. I enjoy like putting stuff together, but I like to put stuff of my own stuff or my own creations together. So I was looking for a platform of how can I record my gameplay with my buddies, capture their audio and everything, and be able to then put it together and make it on our YouTube channel. Because I actually started on YouTube of uploading videos that way. And I found Mixer through the Xbox, so through the app itself. So I didn't even think about going to Twitch, because I saw that on Mixer I could download past VODs, and then I can take them and edit them, and I can actually take my friends' past VODs and edit them together, and I can splice it and everything. So that's kind of where it started as far as me using Mixer. And then we didn't get a lot of traction for the Gamer Dads Nation YouTube channel to begin with. And I noticed, though, because I had to stream on Mixer to get the past VOD, so it was really only a means to an end. Sooner or later, people started coming into the chat, and I really wasn't paying attention to them as much, because I was telling folks, oh, this is more for like a post-edit production thing. I don't really stream that much. But then before I knew it, it just started getting traction, not just because of me, but because, of Gamer Dads Nation and how it started. And, you get a lot of parent gamers who are looking for a community. And so they were reaching out, and I said to myself, well, geez, maybe there's an untapped market here that I'm not thinking about. I'll give streaming a try. So then, we had our YouTube channel started in like, I want to say like December of 2017 or something like, or April of 2018. And it was a whole year before I actually decided to just start streaming on Mixer in basically April of 2019 or March of 2019.
So from there on in, then, like, obviously the road to partner is a bit of a grind. Obviously, it's a tough slog for a lot of people, and obviously nowadays the application for partners, very simply, it's just a click. You fill out all the necessary documentation and everything. It's funny because when I spoke to Auntie Tinkerbell, she's been obviously with Mixer from its inception.
Right.
She actually had an actual video interview with 3 of the onboarding people, on applying for partnership. But for you, it's like, as a person, from your beginning to where you are now, like, for people out there, we're going to have people watching this that are literally just start, because obviously of the way the world is right now. Streaming seems to be it's becoming a very popular pastime for a lot of people. What's the journey like from inception to where you're streaming, possibly at the start with no viewers, to building up the viewers, building up the followers, the consistent viewers and stuff like that, and then getting to that point of where you say, maybe I might just go for partnership now?
Well, for people who are just starting off, I would say, don't set the bar too high to begin with. Because because when I started streaming and I decided to take it a little bit more seriously, you know, wanting to interact with my Gamer Dads Nation community and everything, I just had a goal in my head. I'll be honest, when it came to partner for me, it was I just want to make the bare minimums at the very least and send in an application knowing I'll probably get denied, but then I just want to see what that experience is like and, you know, what kind of feedback comes from it. You know, there's a lot of different, I'm a little bit, I don't want to say controversial to a certain degree, but I might be one of the few partners who will honestly say, you know, when I first started off, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I partook in the infamous F4F campaign. You know what I mean? And that was, like I said, a means to an end for me, to where I just want to hit the 2,000 follower mark, and put in the application. Now, when I hit that 2,000 follower mark, I still had, you know, triple the amount of views and everything, which was good. For the record, I did decide and I vowed to myself that once I hit 2,000 followers, I was never going to do follow for follow again. So I was happy to stick behind that. And so I do tell people, hey, you know, that's a means to an end thing. Get where you need to get, but then obviously make it organic growth. But obviously, when I first applied, I applied back in June of 2019, I want to say, or something, or June or July. And I got denied. Again, I knew I was going to get denied. Again, I just want to see what they would say. And their whole reasoning was, you know, oh, concurrent viewers. I was like, okay, sounds good. I worked on that for 3 months, and I got the concurrent viewers up. I applied again, and I got denied. I was like, oh, okay, sounds well. What is it this time? And it wasn't because of concurrent viewers. It was because I had the concurrent viewers, but the chat wasn't as, you know, active and everything else. Because again, everyone has to remember Mixer is a business, in my opinion. So they want to make sure that they're seeing enough activity in your chat to where, hey, they enjoy that you're getting support, but they're also sitting in their, you know, corporate offices looking at your channel going, okay, will this person subscribe to them if we make them partner? Then are they gonna, you know, shell out the $4.99, you know, a month kind of a thing? So then I reapplied then obviously in under the radar. I actually didn't tell anyone about it on this time, because that's actually a huge tip for a lot of people. And I even have a YouTube video where I rant on tips and tricks and everything. In my personal opinion, when you apply for partner, stay away from the partner push. Don't make it a partner push kind of vendetta of, hey, I hit 2,000 followers, help me get that partner push, guys. You know, because I did that for the first two times, and they had their reasons of why they denied me and everything. But I'll be honest, my concurrent viewership on that third time that I applied was literally the same, if not maybe even a little less than the second time that I applied. So in my opinion, Mixer is going to do what Mixer is going to decide on that day. That very next day, it might be something completely different. Who knows? You know what I mean? I've seen people go all up and down. But if you're just starting off, don't be afraid to reach out on like those Facebook forums. But also don't let other people, I can't stand it. I don't let other people, because I'm referring to the Facebook forums, and I'm referring to, you know, a lot of people saying like, you know, follow for follow and everything, and people just getting bashed in the comments of, you aren't going to grow, this isn't how you do it, you know. And it's someone who's just starting off, and then it's basically they just got kicked into, well, I feel, you know, demoralized more or less, so maybe I should just leave. I'm a big advocate on, you know, grow the way that you want to grow. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. Then you got room to grow. You got other chances to figure out your niche, if you will. You know, I mean, I just got, in my personal opinion, I feel a little blessed with mine, because I rarely promote myself. If people are familiar with me, I promote my team and my community. You know, my Discord isn't a Static Supressor Discord. It's Gamer Dads Nation. I don't even have my own personal one. I make it more about supporting others and everything. And then everything with that, views and follows end up coming naturally.
Yeah.
But the process of partnership is a very like I said, I've seen people get partnered right away after the first application, and they don't even need anything fancy. You know, there's partners out there who just have the their little face cam. There's no overlays. There's maybe one transition, and they got partnered like that. But again, that just goes into the time that they're streaming, how active is their chat, the game that they're, all sorts of stuff. It's crazy.
So, moving on then, and something we've all come across, and I think you were in one of my chats one day when this actually happened. Trolls. So, yeah, I knew I'd get that reaction from you. So, we won't mention status in this one. But how do you deal with trolls? Because I've spoken to people who've come offline. Like, so for me and for other people, and maybe even yourself, we're doing this. We know we put ourselves out there, and we've got that wall again, where people are not going to get to us on an emotional level,
right,
or a psychological level. Now, there are other people out there, and some people that I know and people I stream with, who it can get to them. So, what would your advice be on dealing with trolls? You saw how we handled a troll in my chat one day. I think yourself and Chris from CST was there, and you were there, and
yep.
and we handled it to a point where the person just got, I'm going somewhere else because they're not, they're not biting with this. But other people can unfortunately get affected by a troll. So,
right.
What's your advice yourself personally on how you deal with a troll? Do you put up a wall, or do you tackle it head on, or do you just ban straight away?
So I never ban. I never look to ban. The only reason if someone gets banned in my channel is because if one of my mods gets offended for me and they personally get hit, just like banning. Because I'm, as you know, I come at a lot of things with a lot of humor and lightheartedness. So like if I get a troll in my channel, and I just did last night, someone came in, started off slow, and you can tell, with their blueberry attitude and their blueberry picture, it got bad. I time them out, and I time them out for like 90 days or like 5,500. I do like some ridiculous thing, but for me in trolls, it never affects me. The only reason I time people out, or if I time trolls out, is first, sometimes, depending on what they're saying, I'll actually feed off of it and I'll just go with it, much like you do. I've seen before too. But then if it just continuously keeps going and no one's actually saying anything to them, and then they're just starting to ramble, then that's kind of when I do just the timeout approach, because there's a certain sense of like, ha ha ha, when you see someone who's been timed out and you see that they're in the channel and then they leave the channel. And then you see them come back to the channel because they think there was a boo-boo and they're trying to type, but they're like, oh, dang it, I've been it's just the funniest thing ever. And I get a personal high off of that. But you are 100% correct. I think, in my personal opinion, when I'm on Mixer and I see people, whether they're partners or not partnered, I have much more of a respect for certain streamers who take it in that humoristic approach, because a lot of cringiness can come about, which is nothing on the streamer's fault, of course, because everyone is wired differently in their emotions and whatnot. But it can really damage like the vibe of a chat or a stream if a troll comes in and then that streamer is just looking and they're just like, you know what, but, and they start cussing at them, and God, and then they're affected, and then they just look angry the rest of the time that they're streaming, right? And you just feel so awkward, because then even if you try and type anything in, they just aren't having it. So you got to come, in my personal opinion, you got to come into it on a funny approach. But also on Mixer, I've seen it happen far and few between, in compared to like if someone was on Twitch or something. Mixer is, in my opinion, one of the most supportive communities or platforms out there, where not only in like a streaming community or a chat community or viewer, but even like on a Mixer staff type community, everyone, it's a very cohesive group, in my opinion, and you just have to filter out the blueberries, as we call them, one by one on a case by case basis. So that's my personal approach to dealing with to trolls. Or I'll just also end up, going on their stream sometimes, because I'll be honest, I sometimes enjoy being a troll depending on the situation.
I got to remember that now if you ever come back into my stream again. You and Stannis and Status.
Stannis and Status.
Yeah. Okay, so where do you see Mixer going? So, like, you've been around, for a few years now.
Yep.
Where do you see Mixer ending up? Like, obviously, other partners have said to me, look, it's never going to be Twitch, but because it doesn't want to be Twitch. Do you know what I mean? It wants to be something different. Where do you see Mixer going?
I would actually 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I've always been against the negative impact or negative stories that I come across on like Google or a forum saying, oh, or YouTube videos. This is why Mixer's dead, and this is why it's not going to go anywhere. And look at the stats for not only Twitch but Facebook gaming and YouTube gaming. They're a higher percentage than Mixer, and it doesn't matter that Mixer has Ninja or any of these top kind of partners coming on in. But in my personal opinion, I don't see Mixer going anywhere. I think it will remain a small kind of community. I think they'll try and expand by bringing in other big time streamers such as your Ninjas and the Shrouds of the world. But I don't. But that's nothing to be discouraged. I should reiterate, because you even when as a streamer, when you're streaming, you still feel like that community is as big as a Twitch community. Now, I personally never streamed on Twitch, so I have no idea what that whole entire audience thing is like. I truly don't. I've seen it through other people's streams, but I don't know, like, if I were to go to Twitch, would I just naturally pick up, 3 times the amount of viewers than if I'm on Mixer, without actually doing any promotion just because of the numbers and everything.
Yeah.
And I just don't foresee that. I'm a Mixer exclusive. I have no intention of ever going to like a Facebook or a YouTube, and that was even before I became partner. I was saying that, so it wasn't this isn't well, now that I'm Mixer, I don't have to go anywhere. It's literally I enjoy the community that much to where, I reach out to the Mixer crowd, even the crew. Like I said, when I got denied, I should reiterate, when I got denied twice, I actually replied back to them. I didn't just sit there and like frump and go, well, this sucks. And, I literally actually emailed back other additional questions or concerns as to what else they might be wanting. You know what I mean? And I think it's just kind of like, a reach out where if they see your commitment, you'll do well on this platform. But again, even just the community members, such as yourself with CST, my Gamer Dads Nation, the other team I'm a part of, Blue Line Army, all the people and all the team members and everything, they all do truly come together, and you end up forming that little group. And I actually kind of like that, because that little group is better than a 100+ viewer thing coming in, people blowing up your chat, and you're starting to lose yourself as to your identity and your community. And I'm a partner. I'll be honest. I'm a partner who my whole goal was I wanted to make partner just to see if I could do it, but not for any kind of financial gain or any kind of like big-headedness, if you will. See, that right there is an exact reason. Let me get that. No, this is actually a good point. I need to mention that too. Yeah. I was actually hoping that happened. This is the kind of Mixer partner I am. I have equipment that will do that to me, and I actually have commands on my chat to let me know that that's happened. I'm like one of the only. I've had people come in and they've told me, you're one of the only partners I've seen who's much. I don't want to. What's the word I'm trying to think of? It's like a much more relatable. I'll call it relatable, right? To your starting streamer and everything, because my equipment is not the most fanciest thing in the world. And obviously, as you saw with the camera, that happens on a nightly basis, at least 5 times a night, but I like that because it keeps my chat alive and it keeps the viewers still engaged of, oh, this guy's hilarious. Look at, he's got, he's a Mixer partner and his camera's failing on him and he doesn't even bother replacing it.
If it makes you feel any better, my chat monitor is held up by stacks of CDs. Okay.
That's awesome.
Right. Okay. It's now that you've kind of moved us on quite nicely to this. What's under the hood? What are you running from a PC point of view in relation to your streaming?
So so I'm not the most technologically advanced person in the world. I'll be honest with you. I have an Alienware PC. Okay. The only reason I got it was because I thought the alien insignia looked cool.
Okay, that's a good enough reason.
Not because of like what it was like boosting out CPU, GPU, all that, like that's who I am. So I got it. I bought it secondhand and everything, but I got a great deal on everything. It was basically a whole big bundle. It was like $1,100 for this Alienware PC tower. What do I got going on here? I got obviously my HD monitor. I have 3 monitors in total. Basically one for gaming, and then 2 for monitoring my my chat and my Streamlabs output and everything. As far as camera wise, I like this camera a lot because it gives real great quality. It's a 5D Mark III. It's a Canon DSLR. And with that, there's so many other little bits and bobs of wiring that goes into being able to hook all this up. I got HDMI's up the yazoo. I got switchers up the yazoo. I have a little, like a $15 ring light that I use as well. I mean, I even, I know like there's a light right there that I use for backlighting purposes from like my remote and everything, where you can see it's on right there. I have another one right next to me, so then it kind of gives a little flare in the back. But then, yeah, that's basically all I have. And then obviously I'm running the Xbox One X because I prefer to do Xbox stuff. But like I said, as far as streaming wise, that's what I got going on. I have a bunch of different microphones. I have this headset here, which I use for when I stream. Obviously, you and I are talking through a classy little USB connected, microphone, Blue Yeti type deal. So, like I said, I'm not the most technological person when it comes to specs and everything. But for what I got, I have a whole list. I just don't have the list of if you wanted details.
Okay, that's good. That's good enough. Okay, so we're going to move on to the final section of our interview now. And this is my favorite bit. So it's Desert Island Discs. So normally with Desert Island Discs, we ask you to choose your movie, your book, and your album. But because we're obviously gamers, we also want your favorite game. So we're going to start with your favorite book. What book on Desert Island Discs?
Favorite book is honestly, it would have to be, you know what? It'd have to actually be Dreamcatcher by Stephen King.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's the second Stephen King book we've had today because Auntie Tinkerbell chose The Shining on that one.
Yep.
Right. I'm sensing a pattern here amongst partners. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh my god! You're talking to a guy. I literally own over 1,000 DVDs in hard copy form.
Okay, you're the same as me then. I've seen
100%. I actually wanted to get I want to get another tower right here with all the DVD collection as well. But man, one of my honestly, I would probably say something along the lines of like Training Day with Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, that Training Day is up there because it pairs one of my favorite directors with one of my favorite actors. So I gotta keep it uniform like that.
Okay. Favorite album?
Favorite album?
You were about to say Anthrax, weren't you?
No, not Anthrax. I was going to say the album name is Anthropology by Alien Ant Farm.
Yep, I'm aware of it.
I would either say that or Linkin Park's first album, and I can't for some reason it wasn't Hybrid Theory, or was it Hybrid Theory? It had the song Paper Cut. It was the very first song. But one of those two, but probably Anthropology by it's not Anthropology, Anthology by Alien Ant Farm.
And finally, if on Desert Island Discs, if you had to play one game, what would it be? Now, I got a really good, interesting answer. I won't tell you what she picked, but Tink said that if she was to play a game, it would be a game she's not good at, a game that she could get better at, because she preferred she preferred she preferred to have a game that she wasn't good at that she could improve if she had to play it every day. Whereas if you're brilliant at a game and you play it every day, you get bored of it after a while.
Right. That's a good dang though. What that would be tough for me. Honestly, for me, it would probably be because I played it many times over and over and over again, and I actually plan on streaming it sooner rather than later. Would actually be Bomberman Hero on N64,
Wow.
because the I enjoy the graphics, but the gameplay, it's a longer game,
Yeah.
and it's single player, and it's it's pretty immersive in my opinion. But that would probably be my and God, and a close second though for me, because whenever anyone asks me what my favorite video game is, because now that you got me thinking on the whole deserted island thing, that's why I'd probably say Bomberman, because then I was originally going to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. Was gonna be one of my. I love that game. That game is one of my favorites.
My facial expression said it all there on that one. Yeah.
I know, you're like, oh, what a crazy.
Excellent. Okay, so look, we're going to leave the interview for now, but before we do, and we've been asking each of the partners, this is where you get to impart your wisdom now. Okay.
Yep.
So we're looking for just one word of not one word, but one bit of advice that you can give to other streamers that are out there at the minute. The streamers with no views, the streamers with 10 views, the streamers that are thinking about giving it up, the streamers that are thinking about taking it up. What would be your one bit of advice for streamers at the minute?
Outreach. I mean, it's a total play. It's totally overused in my personal opinion, but it does hold a lot of value in outreach of building a community. It is all about a community of people that you can do. Again, Gamer Dad's Nation for me, that was where it all started. When I started streaming, no one said, "Oh, go follow Static Supressor because his streams are great." It was, "Oh, this one fella named Static Supressor has a Gamer Dad's Nation community. I'd like to be a part of it. How can I do that?" It became less about me, which is good. And it came more about the team and everything else, which is what it needs to stick at. So I would say outreach. Don't let other people, I guess, and I said that earlier, but don't let other people kind of tear you down with your own method of growing your own channel, right? Everyone has their own pace. And then another thing too, don't let outside influences affect your gaming either, or your streaming. I don't have a lot of hometown buddies who stuck with me through the whole entire streaming thing. A lot of them ended up kind of putting their nose up a little bit to me. And so I would say, build that community and build that new group of online friendships, I'll call it, right, through the Mixer community or your Twitch community, wherever you plan on going with your streaming kind of abilities. But yeah, most definitely you need the support system, you need outreach, but just keep on doing your own thing the way you want to, and don't worry about, am I playing the right game? What do viewers want me to play? I'm, even as a partner, and I love the support I get, I'm never once sitting down in front of my computer and I'm saying, okay, what do they all want to see me play today? You know what I mean? Like I'm going to sit here and I'll say, you know what? If I want to play, on the Nintendo Wii and I want to go bowling, I'm going to go bowling, kind of. And I just stream regardless, because for me, the only reason I stream is because I would be gaming anyway. And I only game when all of my family goes to bed at night. And so why not just stream and see if I can't get a little conversation, even if it's with one person,
Which is why your stream sometimes looks like you've broken into a house and you're playing at the console.
Well, yeah, and then that's the thing. Ever since I moved to the basement, that's right, because now that I moved to the basement, I used to, be up in the living room, and I'd be going like this, and hey guys, I can't be too loud because I don't want to wake up my family.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so like I said, everyone's gonna grow at their own pace, and I hope everyone sticks with whatever they're trying to do as far as streaming, and they just have a good time. Just have a good time. Once it starts not being fun anymore is when you've lost yourself and you need to take a break, step back, and then just play and don't stream, to get that passion back. That'd be my tip.
Excellent. Well, Static Supressor, thank you very much for taking the time out. Congratulations on making partnership, and we'll see you up there with Ninja very shortly, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right.
Static Supressor, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
You are very welcome to another one of our Community Stream Team Partner Spotlights, and I'm delighted to say joining me this evening is none other than partner mixer streamer Enola Leon. You're very welcome.
Hi. Yeah, and I think everyone probably knows me as Enola Cat.
Enola Cat, yes.
So.
I've asked a few people and they've found it, other people haven't found it, so like it's obviously a personal thing, but
Well, I think how often do you have someone come in just to tell you you're hot?
oh god, never.